Now we're supposed to be good. Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is Guy Bijaoui. I'm the CEO and founder of Safrans du Monde. As you know, we are organizing a world tour that is about to come on the 24th of October, as every year, in fact. And I would like to speak and to present you some of our activity, and especially to speak about the World Tour. If you don't mind, I would like to take a few moments in order to be able to wait for the people who are about to come and join us. And meanwhile, I would like to give you as an introduction a short video that was made on the last World Tour by our cameraman, Julien. This is about how he felt doing this trip. He joined us, of course, and he will join us again for next departure. This is a very short video where he shows the emotions he had during this trip, and most probably it will give you a good indication of what you are about to feel by yourself doing this tour. So it will take just a 3-minute movie, and I will come back to you, of course.
What is this life? It's full of care.
We have no time to stand and stare.
Can you imagine that this is exactly what you are about to live in one single trip? This is the World Tour, and I would like to present it to you. But first of all, if you don't mind, I would like to talk a little bit about Safrans du Monde, who we are. We exist. I founded Safrans du Monde 20 years ago. We have three main activities. The one is the air cruises on private jet. We are doing the World Tour, one this year, two next year. We're doing that for several years already. Our second activity is bespoke itineraries. We cover about 100 countries in the world, whether you want to go for a weekend or for a deepened discovery of a region or of a country. It can be any country in the world. We are very happy always to tailor-made a trip for you and your family. And the third activity is travel in France. We are crafting itineraries for you to discover France. This is our country. We are very proud of it, and we have a department. Justine is in charge of it, and she is very happy to propose itineraries to discover France. But today we are about to speak about the World Tour. The idea of the World Tour is that it's not really a bucket list of destinations that we would like to show you. Of course, you will go either to Rio, to Machu Picchu, Easter Island, Tahiti, all these destinations that make you dream, and for a very good reason. But more than that, it is about having a global vision to the planet, on the planet. So what we propose is to kidnap you for 22 days. You come with us. We will make you live an experience that you can live only by traveling this way, which is a way of showing you a kaleidoscope. Every 3 days, we will change the universe where you are, and we will give you a lot of a picture, like a bunch of contrasts, in order to give you at the end a global vision on the planet. So you will see a lot of colors, sounds, cuisines, landscapes, cities, civilization. Every 3 days, you will go to a new universe. And this, at the end of these 22 days, will give you an idea of how big is the planet, how contrasted it is, how, on the contrary, similar it is from one country to another. And in order to better understand this specific tour, I would like to present you another very short clip that was done, again, by Julien, who will be together with us. And it will give you a better idea of how our clients and how the passengers and all this trip was done for the last time. It's very short, but I hope it will give you some taste of what we are proposing. It's coming already. It's coming already now. Okay, I hope now you are keen, even more keen to receive some information and maybe to join us on the 24th of October. So the concept of this trip, as I told you, is to give you a bunch of contrast that will give you a general idea, a global idea of how the planet is. In order to do that, we have to, let's say, travel with some kind of intensity. We have to show you a lot of things every day. In order to do that and still have be in a good shape and not suffer from any kind of tiredness, you have to have full nights in the hotel. You have to travel in the maximum comfort, and you have to have always direct flights that come to the right time. And we optimize the time thanks to our private jet. So the private jet we use is an Airbus 340. I will soon present to you more widely. We have our dedicated crew. Again, the private jet is really a great pleasure, but it is only the tool to bring to the most important thing that we propose to you is this global vision on the planet while you experience a change of universe every 3 days. Of course, everything is 5 stars from the program that is very well prepared in advance. We are doing that for years. We change itineraries, of course, every year, but still, we have this experience of 20 years doing this kind of trip, so we know exactly how to balance the rhythm, the intensity, how to show things, how to bring you to the best hotels, to the best restaurants, and always we keep a very high importance. We give a very high importance to the experience that you will live, and we make sure that you will, no matter which of the category you choose, either maybe the Club Safran or the Premier Safran, you will have this very special experience that is totally at the highest possible level. So, as I told you, it's an all-inclusive experience. Everything is included in the rate, and you will have to choose between two formulas, as we say in French. One will be the Club Safran, the other one is the Premier Safran. You may think that the difference is the aircraft, but no, the aircraft is the same, the seat is the same. All the differences are in the other parts. We have a private jet, so we access directly to the aircraft. But if you travel with the Club Safran, you are part of a small group of 25 passengers maximum. You have your own concierge that will be with you from the beginning to the end of the trip, and you will be totally independent. You will not mix with other clients unless we are speaking about the flights and also about the very special times that are some of the gala dinners we propose during the trip, and I will go on more details about that. On board, you will have, if you travel with the club, you will have business class service, of course, with napkins, with real china, with dishes that are served by the plate. You will have a very high standard of wines and champagne. Champagne is à volonté, as we say in French, unlimited on board. And you will stay in 5-star hotels that are classical 5-star hotels such as Sheraton, Hilton, great international brands. And your room will have a minimum of 35 square meters, which is about 350 square feet square. If you travel with La Première, instead of being part of a group of 25 passengers, you will be only 16. You will get a different boarding. You will be in front of the aircraft. and you will get on board a service that is a service of a first class, which means a higher level of meals, of ingredients, higher level of wines and champagne, which is also different. And you will be part of a group of, as I told you, 16, and your hotels will still be five-star hotels, but it will be grand luxury hotel. It will be what we call in French the grande dame of the different destination. I can quote some of the examples, such as Copacabana Palace in Rio, and there you will have these big rooms with the best view that the hotel provides. And let's go to the next one, which is the description of the aircraft. I think the best way of showing you the aircraft is to show you again a very short video where you will be able to come inside and step in and have a better idea of how it looks. If you give me 1 second, here it is.
We are sitting right now in the airplane that we will use for the next Around the World tour for Safrans du Monde.
Welcome on board, Guy, on this Airbus 340. This plane will hopefully take you soon to the trip in 2023 around the world to the unique places where you probably only go once in a lifetime. We have 100 lie-flat seats. In the typical airline configuration, this plane flies with 280 to 300 passengers.
With this aircraft you can travel around the world, have a lot of space, feel at home.
Have a look at it. It's spacious. The ceiling is very high. You have lights. And if you have a look at the seats, you have 2 meters between 2 rows, and it's a full flat bed. I don't know how it can be more comfortable. Yes, it can, because in the rear we even have sofa. And for social life, it's very important because we are doing a world tour. We are traveling all around the world. We want to share. We can have a real conversation sitting on the sofa, having a drink.
On a long flight, you can stand up, stretch your legs, walk around, chat with your friends.
It's not an aircraft that you can find anywhere anyway. It's unique.
Unique, comfortable, friendly environment.
And very spacious, perfect to relax in between the destinations.
On this plane we do everything to please our customers. We are completely flexible in the schedule. We can go to any place in the world.
We have a crew that is used to work with head of states, official delegates, sports team, orchestras, all these clients that are what we call super VIP. So the level of service we are getting during our world tour is at that level.
If a client comes for the first time to see the plane, they feel the environment that is friendly from the side of the crew. They have all their needs covered during the flight and they feel rested for the next destination.
We make sure that each flight is well prepared, that local wines are served, that local food is served, and that you have the experience already on the flight.
This is really important for me to make sure that my clients who will sit here will enjoy so much every hour of flight.
We're looking forward to see you at your sky home for the several days around the world.
We are technically ready to go. We can start tomorrow, so it only depends on you to sign up for this tour, and I hope I will see you soon on board.
It's a place where you will have full of emotions, and at the end of this trip you will remember your seats. You will remember all the good time you had in the aircraft. It's not just a bucket list of the destination you have traveled to. It's a whole journey. It's a world tour. It's the travel of your life. Okay, are you coming? I would like to give you more information, so I'm sure that you will know for sure what we're speaking about. So you understand that this aircraft is amazing. You cannot compare it to any schedule, any commercial aircraft. You cannot say, this is business class, this is first class. No, this is a private jet. What does it mean exactly? It means that during your trip, we will pick up your luggage from the room from your room in a hotel. You will get your luggage 3,000 or 5,000 kilometers farther, at the next destination you will not see. You will go to the airport, hands in the pockets, immigration, security, aircraft directly. We don't need a lounge. We have our own aircraft. We have our own slot. The hours of the trip of each flight are combined with the necessity of our itineraries. The discovery is the priority. The aircraft is just a tool again to help us, but still, this is your aircraft. You have your own seat. You have, now you know Bernard, our captain. You know also Constantina, who is our purser on board. And getting back to the aircraft after every discovery is some kind, in such a, it's a kind of way to come home, find again something that is familiar, get to enjoy really a flight, because a flight in this aircraft is totally different than any other commercial flight, in the sense that you're at home, we have our chef, we have a story to tell you, you have friends on board, you can exchange, we have a bar, we have the sofa. This experience is really part of the trip. And what we are going to do, all of us, is to live an experience that is the trouble of a whole life, a lifetime experience. This lifetime experience is also part of it, is not only to discover places, it's also exchanging among other passengers. This is a group travel, in the sense that you will share with other participants, with other travelers, this experience, the way you saw, the way you visited the places. It's new friends, it's important. At the same time, this is definitely not a group travel, in the sense that all of our passengers are generally used to travel on their own, but they understand that what we offer here, you cannot do alone, because you would not enjoy it the same way. So this is why we are doing small groups that are independent, one from the other, and we pay a very important attention to this social event that is the World Tour. And I would like to introduce you again to speak a little bit about what's going to happen. You are coming with us, you are part of a group, you have your own concierge that will be all the time with you, who will pick up your luggage, who will take care of all the formalities, and all you will have to do, imagine you're a president traveling. All the logistics is done backstage. You don't have to worry about that. This is our team who is in charge of that. And all you will have to do is to concentrate on enjoying your own trip. So every destination when we get, we meet with our own local guide that will be in charge of the tours. Of course, every excursion, everything is in English. You will have your excursions in English, and you will enjoy each and every destination. I told you about the difference between the Club Safran and the Premier Safran. I will be very happy to answer to more questions if you have about it. And I would like to tell you about Paul Cosset. Paul Cosset is our chef. This is a specificity of our trip compared to any other air cruise operator in the world. We have a real chef. This guy has been working for many starred Michelin, either in France, in Italy, and in Japan. He lived for a long time in Japan. You can read a little bit about him. His name is Paul Cosset. He's a young chef, and he calls himself cuisinier voyageur. He speaks very well English, don't worry. He likes to say that he's a traveling chef. He doesn't have his own restaurant. He worked enough in restaurants. What he likes to do is to craft every meal for every client. And he does a lot of work in private houses, in yachts, sometimes for events in restaurants, of course. And for the World Tour, I came to him and said, okay, Paul, I understand how poet you are. He's a real poet. He loves to speak about what he's doing. He's concentrating on the components, very good components all the time. He likes to pick everything, every idea, every flavor, every component, and he crafts the meal. So in club, as much as in première, you will have two choices which are different. The choices of the première are different than the choices of the club, and for every category, you will have to choose between two different menus. One is quite classical international food that is still crafted by Paul, but it's, let's say, classical. What you know, what you like, and with his special twist. The second option is what we call the fusion option, but it's a very sophisticated one, because I asked him to craft for every flight an option that is a fusion between the airport of takeoff and the airport of landing. When we will fly from Sydney to Hanoi, you will have a meal that is a fusion between Australian cuisine, you will be surprised that it exists, and the Vietnamese cuisine. More than that, because he always liked to go the extra miles, he will come to every passenger during every flight, and he will explain how he crafted this meal, and he will come with a small pot of spice, and he will tell you, look, this is the spice that I choose to be like the red, to be the leading of my meal. So the starter, the main dish, and the dessert are around this spice. Smell it. I will tell you the story of this spice from either the first destination or the arrival destination, and you will find it in what you are eating, and you will understand, because I'm going to tell you how important this spice was for the country you just visited or you are about to visit. This is part of the experience. The aircraft is definitely something that we would like to show you as being one of the best experiences of the tour, but it is only 12% of the time that you will spend in the flights. It's all-day flights. You will always have full nights at the hotels, but still, this 12% of your time must be enjoyable. And well, this is why we choose an aircraft that is very comfortable, crew that is very experienced in top VIP and in official delegations. They know what they do. They are, well, you will meet them, you know already two of them. You will meet the rest during the flight. Now I would like to tell you about the itinerary more in detail. So as I told you, we are going to depart from Paris on October the 24th until November the 14th. The experience, the World Tour, lasts 22 days. Of course, you will have to come to Paris. We are landing in the morning and we are arriving at the end of the trip on the 14th of November in the evening. So it means you have to come in advance to Paris and stay in Paris. You have to stay one more night after the tour. And why not enjoy this period to discover Paris or to discover any other region? Our DNA is tailor-made, so we'll be very happy to craft another destination of your world tour. We will be more than happy to exchange, to give you some advices, and you will be able to extend a little bit your world tour. Anyway, we have options also to organize a very simple stay before and after the trip. We have different options. One is super practical. You arrive one day before, you sleep at the airport, and when you finish, you sleep at the airport, and the day after you come back home. The other option would be a more sophisticated one. You want to enjoy 2 days in Paris in a very nice hotel with a guided tour, or why not go to Moulin Rouge, or not to Moulin Rouge, but to Crazy Horse, which is my favorite in Paris. This is what we're going to propose you. So we start on the first day and we fly directly from Paris to Rio, non-stop flight. It takes us the day. We arrive, we take off around 10 a.m. Paris time, and we arrive in Rio about the end of the afternoon. We go directly to the hotel. We have the dinner, full night of sleep, and with the day after, you will have a full day of discovery of Rio, which is, of course, included in the price of your tour. And you will discover the main classical places to visit when you come to Rio. So, of course, Copacabana, of course, Pão de Açúcar, the sugar loaf, and the Corcovado, and the historical district of Rio. And as an optional, you will also be able to fly for 10 minutes over the city and over the bay and look at the Christ in front of you. You will look in his eyes, and believe me, this is a very interesting experience, but again, very emotional. At the end of this day, you will still have time to go to the beach. Why not? You are staying on Copacabana. The atmosphere is really nice. You can enjoy 1 hour or two just to stroll in the street or in Copacabana, or why not go to the beach? And in the evening, we have the opening gala. Last time we did it, in order to give you an idea, during this world tour, we will always want to show you a maximum of facets of the destination. So even the opening gala should be very festive, as the tour is, but we will give you an idea of how contrasted is the definition of the Brazilian when they want to enjoy life. So you will have some capoeira, you will have some samba, you will have some bossa nova, and of course you will have a very good idea of what is a carnival, to give you an idea of the level of the standards we are proposing. Last year, when we did this gala show for only small groups, we had the school that won the Rio Carnival. We are always at the best ever possible level. This is the trip of real life. We are very aware of that, and we want to give you the best. This is why you will, I'm quite confident that you will enjoy the show. And most probably, as every year, I will have passengers coming to me in the aircraft and say, now I understand what you said when you described the tour. I understood what you were saying, but now I can feel what is this kaleidoscope, this intensity, this contrast that we are experiencing now. This is all about that. We stayed 2 nights in Rio. We visited Rio. We had a wonderful gala dinner. Now let's go to Peru. We spent 2 nights in Peru. We land in Lima, and then we will go onwards to Cusco. The program is a short visit of Cusco and a day after, which is dedicated to the Machu Picchu. If you are traveling with the club, you will go to the Machu Picchu with a Vista Dome, which is quite a nice touristic train. If you are traveling with La Première Safran, on top of the best hotels and the best restaurants and the best size, you will also have some differences in the excursions. So you will go to the Machu Picchu with the Hirambinga, which is a luxury train, Belmont train. This is very nice because it's, again, very festive, very interesting, it's like being immersed in a universe by itself. A Belmont luxury train is really a unique experience also. But also, there is a practical side of it, because you will wake up later in the morning because this train leaves a bit later, and you will have your 2 meals on the train. You will have a show on board, and especially when you will be back to the hotel, you can go directly. You finished your day about 8 o'clock, and you have a full night again to be ready for the night after and the day after. And the day after is a great event by itself, because we will take you in a few hours flight only to Easter Island. Easter Island is very difficult to explain. Of course, you will see what you see on the picture. You will see the moai, and you will see the wild horses, and you will see a nature, and you will see the ocean. But what you will feel that is much beyond the physical, the obvious things, is the feeling that you will have that you are currently staying on kind of stone, big stone, that is totally isolated from the world. You are 3,000 kilometers far from any other inhabited place. This feeling is really special. You will enjoy also a gala dinner and a very magical sunset. We will have 2 half days of visit, so you will be able to visit the volcano and the places where the moai were crafted. And then after that, we will go, why not, on holiday? We have a very quick flight from Easter Island to Polynesia, and we will stay 4 nights in Polynesia. If you are traveling with the club, you will stay in Moorea, while if you are traveling with La Première, you will have a very nice accommodation in Bora Bora. You are in paradise, definitely. And no program, just enjoy life. You can go to a spa. You can have a very good food, because they have a star Michelin restaurant in our hotel. And you can also choose to upgrade even your travel, and then you would be able to go to the private island of Tetiaroa and stay in the legendary Brando. I invite you to visit the website of Brando to understand how sophisticated is this private island. This is where ecological, luxurious hotels has starting with the idea of being ecological. There is full of details that you can find on this hotel. You know what? I'd like to show you a very short video. Why not? 1 minute, and you will see more about this hotel, which is proposed as an optional. Well, I told you about intensity. Not always. You will have time to enjoy things and to enjoy your world tour also by stopping and enjoying the places where you are and taking the time. Now, let's. Oh, sorry. Okay, we spoke about Polynesia. Let's change universe again and let's fly directly to Sydney. Now, before getting to Sydney, you will have to pay a toll, which is to try to understand what's happening in your day. Imagine you are waking normally in Paradise, Bora Bora, Moorea. You go to Tahiti, you take off around 1 p.m. You have a flight that has a duration of 7 hours, more or less, as far as I remember. Yeah, more or less 7 hours. You take your watch back 4 hours. When you land, it's 1 hour after you took off. If you took off at 1, you land at 2 o'clock, and it's already tomorrow. If you didn't understand, that's the whole point. This is part of the world tour. That's magic as your world tour. So now we finally arrived, I don't know when and how, to Sydney, and we will go to the hotel, nice dinner. The day after, we have a full day of visit, and you will enjoy this visit very much, because if you think about the opera that you will visit, the bay in which you will cruise for lunch, the city that you will visit, the zoo that you will visit the day after, and you will, of course, have the kangaroos and the devil from Tasmania and a lot of animals, you will definitely feel you are in Australia. And if you are traveling with La Première Safran, not only will you have a very nice cruise in a yacht in Sydney, but you will also have a seaplane flight, which will show you, again, will give you an extraordinary vision on the city. Of course, needless to say that if you are traveling with La Première Safran, this is the kind of image you will have from your own window. You will see the Opera House and the bridge from the window of your room. Enough Australia. Well, you don't want to leave, but let's go to Vietnam. We will stay there for 3 nights. If you are traveling with the club, you will visit the first day Hanoi. The second day, you will have a day return and enjoy a cruise on the Halong Bay, which is legendary. And if you are traveling with La Première, you will go directly to the Halong Bay, and you will spend a night on the luxury trunk in Halong Bay. And this is the magic of the sunset and the sunrise on the Halong Bay at a time where it's very calm. You're again in a different universe, but you are definitely in another country, in another continent. Now you're in Asia. After that period in Halong Bay, you will come back to Hanoi and visit, of course, Hanoi before heading to the next destination, which is Cambodia. Very short flight, like 2 hours to even less than 2 hours to get from Hanoi to Siem Reap. We will stay there 3 nights. The program will be, again, a program of visits of classical sites. We have 3 main temples in Angkor that we will show you, but you will also have time at leisure to enjoy just strolling in the city, or enjoy a spa treatment, or just stay with a swimming pool, why not? But don't miss the most important event of this destination, which is the show that we are giving. It's definitely a show. Imagine that when you are visiting the temples, you will see on the walls sculptures representing the dancers of Apsara. There is a princess. I always like to tell the story. There is a princess. She was the daughter of King Sihanouk. She had a big project in her life, and she decided that all these majestic dancers that they see on the walls of the temple, she wants to bring them again to life. So she founded a school. And from this school, you have the Royal Ballet of the Apsara dancers. These dancers are following the traditional gestures of the hands, of the fingers, of the legs, of the neck that you could see on the walls of the temples you just visited. And they will give you a very memorable show with all the costumes, all the illumination, just for us. We privatize the temple. It will be under the stars. Believe me, it's one of the biggest emotions of this trip. Needless to say that we are the only one that can propose this kind of things, and we have a presentation with a prince that explain much better than I'm doing what we are speaking about. So this is magic. But the day after, another magic, we are coming to India, to most probably one of the most beautiful homages to love. We will visit the Taj Mahal. If you are staying in La Première, you will have your room, your suite that is directly open to the Taj Mahal. This is very nice to open the curtain in the morning and say, wow, I'm there. So we will visit the Red Fort, we will visit the Taj Mahal, and we will have a very interesting Bollywood night, which is a show. We will all play the game. We are in Bollywood. We will have music, live music. We will have all the colors, all the joy of the Indian movies from that we all know, and we will be in that. We will have our own costumes. Well, we'll have fun. And this will be one before the last destination, because after this destination of India, we will go to Petra. There is a kind of initiatic reason why we are going to Petra. This is the end of your world tour, and we are going to the Nabatean people. These people are travelers, exactly as you are. You have completed a world tour. It's logical to bring you to this very impressive place. You will walk in the canyon that brings you to the treasure. And this is, again, a very strong moment of your tour. In the evening, we'll have the Arabian Nights Gala Dinner, which concludes your world tour. I don't tell you too much, but believe me, it's really dramatic and emotional. And the day after, let's go again for a discovery. We will visit the Wadi Rum, and we'll see the shape of every corner of this desert before flying again to Paris. And this is done. You have completed the world tour. Time to either enjoy Paris or anywhere else, Italy, whatever you want. We can customize it for you. And then you fly back just before Thanksgiving. This is the world tour. Next year, we have another one that is the special edition. I forgot to tell you that every travel, every itinerary is different. If you like the itinerary that I just told you about, well, book it, because next year we will still have the Grand Classique, but the itinerary will be a bit different. And in March, we will have a totally different itinerary, which is called the special edition. This one also is unique. And we are going to fly from Paris to Mexico, from there to Hawaii. By the way, you can join us in Mexico. You don't have, for this itinerary, you don't have to come to Paris. You can join us directly in Mexico. So Mexico, 3 nights. We go to Hawaii to see the volcanoes and Honolulu. Then we go to Fiji, south of New Zealand, Tasmania, Perth. We have a vacation in the Maldives. We go to Tanzania. Tanzania is one option. The other option being, if you prefer, Rwanda to see the gorillas. And then we end this itinerary. The last destination will be Jerusalem before heading again to Paris. So this is what we are proposing you for the air cruises. As I told you, we have several proposals if you want to just travel to France and you're not interested in World Tour. Have a look at our website. You will find some ideas of itineraries that you could inspire yourself. Justine or even me are very happy to show you our country. We love our country. We may be very open to the world, but still we are very attached to our country. And this is also, by the way, even on the World Tour, our difference is that we are French. We speak very good English, and you will have an escort that will speak very good English, but he will have this small accent, French accent, which means a lot because it means a lot about our way of doing things. You will have, we pay great attention to the cuisine, to the details, to the way of doing things, to the way of understanding the planet and showing you the planet. When you are traveling with us, you are definitely traveling with a French company, and we want to show you also that. Of course, you will get an immersion in every destination, but the guideline, the general guideline is French. We are French. We are very proud to be French, and I hope you will enjoy what we can propose you. I think I'm done for today. I'm inviting you to call us whenever you want. We are open for long discussion, and we'll be very happy to answer any question you may have about this tour or a tailor-made program or a visit of France. And I hope very much that I will be able to welcome you on board on 24th of October and share with you this travel, this lifetime journey. Thank you very much and see you. Bye-bye.